What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of P.kidd Talks NBA, where we are diving into Jayson Tatum's recent comments on himself. Now, I love the fact that the kid has the utmost confidence in himself, and he should. He should be extremely confident in his ability, what he can do, and what he's done. But is he really the best player in the league right now? Let's talk about it. Listen, if you're new to the channel, it's your boy P.kidd. You already know who I am. Like, share, subscribe. Let's just get to it. Right now, Jayson Tatum and the Boston Celtics have the best record in the Eastern Conference, and I do believe the league. And at this point, it's one of those things where you have to really put into context what's happening right now. He has been, and the Celtics have been right there almost every season for the last 5-6 years. And so they're due for a championship push, and they're due to get a ring. Like the Celtics have always been, at least in my lifetime, they have always been in some way, shape, or form relevant. And Jayson Tatum and the Boston Celtics have not disappointed. They've always been relevant. But again, always just one thing away. And I've always equated this to them. I felt like in some seasons during the playoffs, Jayson Tatum's production has gone down series after series, whereas his counterparts like Jaylen Brown, their production's gone up. You've never really seen it strung all the way together. They always have been a dominant dominant regular season team. But that all aside, is Jayson Tatum himself the best player in the league? And I'm going to say vehemently no. While I do think he is a top 10 player in the league, and I can even argue top 5, I do not believe that Jayson Tatum himself is the best player in the league. When I look at what the best player in the league looks like, I want to see what he looks like without all the help around him so I can isolate what he can do. When I saw how they picked apart KD, I had to sit there and realize that KD at one point was the best player in the league. There was nobody who can stick him. You couldn't press up on him no matter what you did. But last couple of seasons, we've saw that kind of go away. We've seen Jayson Tatum, in some respects, be able to get whatever shot he wants, but in some other instances, we've seen him also not be able to produce. I've watched him a lot this particular season, and again, this is no hate from me. I think he's extremely talented. I think he is definitively going to be one of the faces of the league as LeBron, KD, and all those players retire. No question about it. No doubt in my mind. But I don't think he's individually more talented than Ant-Man. I don't think he's individually more talented than SGA. I think he has more synergy and more camaraderie and a better team around him that allows him to be who he is and accentuates his game from that respect. But there's nothing about him that tells me that he's the best player in the league at all. Nothing tells me that. And some people would disagree with that. And especially if you're a Boston fan. If you're a Boston fan, you're looking at his numbers, you're looking at everything. And let me make sure I get the right numbers. I want to put this into full perspective. You're looking at that and saying, how is he not the best player in the league? And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to stand on what I'm saying. Like, realistically, Jayson Tatum, again, has a very loaded team. And even on that team, that very loaded team, at times I still feel like he's not the best player on that team at times. I just don't. Now, right now, he is averaging 27 points a game, 47.5 from the field. He's playing good basketball. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he was a scrub. But of all the years for him to say, I'm the best player in the league, I don't think this was the year. I think he had a better claim last year. I think he had a better claim maybe the year before that. This year, I wouldn't say that. I would say that Jayson Tatum has been very consistent. He's been a top 10 talent, and he has a team around him who's matured a little bit, and now they're able to do damage in ways that they weren't able to do damage before. But to say that you're the best player in the league, hold your horses, my boy. Hold your horses. I can't give him that. But I do like his confidence. And I feel like you have to have that confidence to accomplish what he's trying to accomplish. If he doesn't feel like he's the best player in the league, there's no way he can lead that team to victory. He can't go out on that floor and do the things that he needs to do for the Boston Celtics if he does not feel that way about himself. So him saying I'm the best, I have no problem with him feeling that way. And I mean, who am I? Who are any of us to try to take that away from him? We can't. It's not up to us. We can't do that. But what we can do is be realistic about the statement and be objective enough to say, not yet. And honestly, I don't know if it's even not yet, because again, I saw what Ant Man did to the Boston Celtics. I saw how he looked coming through there. And Ant Man, to me, is a better talent than Jayson Tatum as of today, right now. Now, someone will sit there and argue and say, hey, are you saying he's better than Jayson Tatum? I'm not saying he's better. I'm saying this season is Ant Man's season. This season is Ant-Man's season to lose. In fact, Ant-Man is averaging 26.2, 47% from the field. Very close numbers to what Jayson Tatum is averaging. And he's only getting better. And the crazy thing about it is Ant-Man's 3 years younger. And he already has, again, his team rocking and rolling in the Western Conference. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Minnesota, and I'm going to fact check this real quick. I already know this, but I'm going to fact check this. NBA Western Conference standings. Boom. Minnesota is leading the West. In fact, yeah, he's leading the West right now. In a loaded Western Conference that has the likes of KD, that has the likes of SGA, that has the likes of the Clippers who are doing damage. KD, Book, still has Steph. I know that's a different thing. But like in a loaded Western Conference, we got the young buck at 22 leading his team to victory over. It's a hard thing to sell. It's a hard thing to sell, but I love the confidence. And honestly, that's what I want to see. If there's any matchup I would want to see, even if it doesn't sell a lot of tickets, even if it doesn't draw a lot of viewers, I would want to see Minnesota and the Celtics go head to head for 7 games. Because I think, honestly, that matchup is not as lopsided as people think. And I think we might get the best version of Ant-Man. And just to prove a point, we might get the best version of Jayson Tatum. Now, for me, I honestly feel like if I have to answer the question, who's the best player in the league? I think right now you still have to look at whether it's Giannis or Jokic. There's nothing Jokic can't do. He just doesn't care to do it. It's almost like a really bad anime. And I'm not a big anime fan. But I would put Jokic, I would still put Embiid up there for sure. I got Ant-Man up there. It's a lot of people I would put up there in that conversation before I say Jayson Tatum's the guy. I think he's in the conversation, but he's not definitively the guy. At one point, definitively Kobe Bryant was the best player in the league. Even with young LeBron and a young Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant was the guy. At a certain point, LeBron James was the guy. Hands down, no one can beat him. Jayson Tatum to me hasn't made that leap, and maybe the talent around him is just better than it was back in the day. But he hasn't made that leap to where you could say he's the best player right now. But he's close. But I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear who you think the best player is. I want to hear who you ultimately feel deserves that title. And if it's Jayson Tatum, rep your team, rep your player. Put that in the comments. All of that and more there. I'll be in there with you. Till next time. Peace.